In IFS, there are two main types of parts, protectors and protected parts. And I like to think of protectors and protected as a triangle. So you have an equilateral triangle that's upside down. And the protectors are on the top, 2 points here, and then the protected parts are on the bottom point. And so the protectors are the managers and the firefighters. And the protected parts are the exiles. And exiles need to be protected because originally they're our most sensitive, loving, some systems call them our inner children. And so those parts along the way, because they are so sensitive and young, have picked up burdens, and burdens in IFS are negative beliefs or feelings about themselves. And as a result of these burdens that they're carrying, and burdens can be like, I'm not lovable, I'm too much, I'm worthless, loneliness, abandonment, all the bad stuff, shame. Because of all that, they're so sensitive that if we were blended with, which means like they were who we were living from, the parts that we were like taken over by all the time, we'd probably be crying in a corner all day. Because that's not really functional, we have protectors that protect the exiles, and kind of the protectors are the ones that we tend to live our daily life from. And the protectors, the two protectors are managers and firefighters, and they protect us in diametrically opposite ways. Managers protect us proactively by looking ahead to see like what can they do to make sure that we don't like get triggered again, so that the wounds that we have don't get opened. Like if you feel shame about your body or how you dress or something, then managers just have you wear like the world's most like, simple clothing, right? That can't be criticized, and then voila, it's unlikely I'm going to be criticized for the shirt that I'm wearing in this video because it's so simple, right? So that's an example of managers just like choosing something that's not gonna like get you into any trouble, right? Then firefighters protect you in the diametrically opposite way. When you do get triggered, for instance, like this is the shirt I'm wearing, but wang, these are my tie-dye pants. And if somebody saw my tie-dye pants and decided to criticize me for them, right, then my exiles might feel, shamed or criticized or something, or less than. And then my firefighters might come into play in reaction to my exiles, like the flames of the bad feelings coming up of the exiles. And then the firefighters would do something to numb the flames, douse the flames, right? Like throw cookies on the flames, watch a couple Netflix, shows like to just numb out from the flames, or, whatever. Take me out of that activation of shame and embarrassment. And so that is the managers, firefighters, and exiles in a nutshell. And the reason why I like to think of them as in an upside down equilateral triangle is because it's the exiles, first of all, at the bottom, who trigger the reactions of the managers and firefighters at the top, right? Second of all, IFS is kind of having ESP. So if you know, extrasensory perception, if you know like how far out somebody's manager is, right? Like if it's moderately critical, then the firefighter is moderately reactive and the exile is moderately feeling worthless or whatever negative thing it feels. Well, moderate triangle, right? But if, for instance, somebody is shooting heroin, right, then their firefighters are like way out here, like beyond the reach of my camera to see, and their managers are probably violently, viciously critical, and their exiles are probably suicidal. So however extreme one part is, in my opinion of IFS, it's an equilateral triangle, and that means that's how extreme all the other parts are. So IFS gives you the superpower, if you choose to accept it, of realizing that however extreme one part is, that's how extreme the other parts are that maybe you can't see. In particular, it gives you an idea of just how far down the hidden shame and pain of the exiles that the managers and firefighters may be carrying.